Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to another video here at the TGRDC show. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content. Today is your NFC East update. This is episode 3, and we're going to be looking at all the NFC East teams and how we're panning out. And maybe we might dive in a little bit into some more teams outside of the NFC East. But let's go ahead and start with the Washington football team. They had a really interesting game, close game against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints are an interesting team this year. Last week they lose to the Giants, and then they win against Washington. But does that mean the New York Giants are a better football team than the Washington football team? Do with that what you want. I think it's the opposite. I obviously think the Washington football team's a lot more, but also it tells a little bit about how the Saints are a little bit inconsistent. I mean, you look at their season, the way they started against Green Bay, and the games they've lost and the games they won. The only reason why I pointed out is we see them on our schedule later down the year. So who's to say we're going to get a competitor of a team then, or we're just going to get the team that the Giants played last week. Anyways, no doubt they can pass though. Anyways, Tyler Heineke was in at quarterback. Is it Tyler or Taylor? One of the two. Heineke was in at quarterback, and again he shows flashes. He showed flashes of being a fun quarterback to watch, and I tweeted this a long time ago. I said that he's fun to watch, but he's definitely not the answer long term for the Washington football team, and that's the case yesterday. And so the Washington football team dropped down to 2-3, and they're not looking too good. I mean, their defense is not holding up as it did last year. Of course, they have a lot of injuries on defense, especially with Chase Young. I think he's out, and I think I'm not exactly sure what that timetable is, but we want to keep our eye on them because we play them later down the year. And it's weird because I think we play them and then we play someone else and then we play them again. So weird schedule and how that worked out. But, we played the Giants, obviously, yesterday. That's your NFC East update on the Giants. They have, when their players are on the field, they have a lot of question marks. And when they're off the field, it's just it's a total mess. And unfortunately, we don't know what's happening over there, nor should we really care. But we should know that we got a stronghold on the division. Eagles yesterday. Now let's talk about the Eagles. This is probably the most annoying game. I watched it, and I stopped watching it because I thought the Panthers were going to win. How in the world do the Panthers let the Eagles come back in this game? This is so frustrating. You're supposed to be a competitor. You're supposed to be a competitor, and you were undefeated. Now you dropped 2 games to the 2 NFC East teams. It's okay that you dropped it to us, but you should have definitely lost to the Eagles. I don't know how in the world they let that team back in. That was so frustrating. I think it was more frustrating watching that game and feeling that game than it was watching the first half of last night's game against the Giants. But the Eagles moved it to 2-3. They were on a losing streak there. They got 1 in their win column right there, and now they're back in it, tied for second place with the Washington football team. Washington holds the tiebreaker, so they're in second. But other than that, I mean, that's your NFC East update. The only thing that you should know is the fact that we're the better team. And that's something we knew before the season started, something we knew during training camp, something we knew during preseason. I mean, heck, it's something that we knew last season, but this is how injuries really come into play for all of this. I mean, right now, we're the healthiest team. We're well coached. And you could see the difference. I'm not saying if the 3 other teams had that, they'd probably be 4-1 as well. I highly doubt it, but we're looking pretty good, guys. And a part of that, right now, sitting here, episode 3 of the NFC East update, this division is ours. We're far more talented than the 2 teams that we have played. We have blown them out on both occasions, and we just have the Washington football team left. And their defense is nowhere near what it was. And you look at last year's game, the first one was a complete blowout when Andy Dalton got knocked out. But that second one at Thanksgiving was completely winnable, even with our players that we had back then. And so, NFC East, like I said, I predicted in my season prediction video, I said we're going to win the NFC East. Of course, barring any injuries, it looks like that is still the easiest division in football, and it should be won by a talented team such as the Cowboys. Now, let's talk a little bit about the NFC, because now that we're revving up here, we can start talking number 1 seed, number 2 seed, all that kind of stuff. So we want to keep our eye on just one team, and this is the team I'm going to talk about today. We should keep our eye on the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not completely sold on them just yet, but they've had really good wins against really good teams, more teams than we are going to see in the next few weeks. But remember, we meet this team in Dallas towards the end of the season. And so right now, Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys pretty close in record. Cardinals are 5-0, only undefeated team in the NFL at the moment, and the Dallas Cowboys are 4-1. So that might be a little bit of playoff scenario right there, and that's a huge game that could still be on the map. Do I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be as good as they are right now at the start of the season when we see them in, let me check my phone here, because I got the schedule. We see them, and of course it's cut off. I'm going to guess that it's, I can't see it. It's week. It's 17, 16, 15, game 15. So that's week 16. We see them. Yeah, I think it's hard to say that they might be a competitor down that late into the season. They obviously will be fighting for a playoff spot, but will they be as dominant as I think the Rams will be or the Bucs will be down the road? I'm not too sure. But good thing to keep your eye on. But guys, we're in the contention of the NFC, and we should rightfully be there. We're taking care of teams, and we're taking care of them in blowout fashions. It's not just like we're barely getting by. But other than that, guys, that's it for your NFC East NFC East update. Be sure to follow me on all social media. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm posting all the time on there. And thank you guys so much for watching. I want to take a moment and say that we've gained a few subscribers and we're getting a lot of people watching our show. And so it means a lot. I love it when you guys comment down below. I love talking to you guys. I love talking Dallas Cowboys, obviously, but I love talking about it with fans. So leave a comment. Do you think this division is in the bag? Or you kind of just feel like me where it's like, of course it is, barring any injury. But other than that, guys, I will see you Saturday for your pregame video against the New England Patriots, and we go on the road again. That's going to be a big one. We'll see what happens there. We're dealing with a really good coach over there, so we'll see what they're going to dial up over there in New England. But other than that, guys, hit the like video, subscribe down below for more Dallas Cowboys content, and I will see you next video. Go Cowboys!